is fully on board with a new Protection Act that will ban all. The biggest reason Donald Trump was elected has barely been mentioned in any news outlet since November, but it's about to be brought up again. Consider Trump's major campaign pledges: build the wall, repeal and replace, exit the TPP, and lock her up. Conservatives went wild for each other, but evangelical Christians, they were nervous about electing a man with a history of wild living and multiple wives, but they were the deciding votes. And their issue, abortion, they want it gone. Trump might make their wish come true, or at least sign a new bill that bans abortions after 20 weeks. With a Republican-controlled Congress and White House, there is much potential for necessary change at the legislative level. One such measure is the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. This bill is essentially a late-term abortion ban that could criminalize abortions at 20 weeks and beyond. Such a bill would mark a massive victory for the pro-life cause and help cement President Trump's pro-life cred. We must ban abortions after 20 weeks, the age when the unborn can feel the terrible pain of an abortion. Disgusting, my God. The bill's vote is near October 3rd, in fact, and pro-life Republicans are working around the clock to get the necessary votes in place. But the most important vote is already there, Trump's. Absolutely. Let's take a listen. But after 20 weeks, unless it threatens the life of the mother, I totally agree with this. This is disturbing.
The House of Representatives will vote on the 20-week pain-capable bill. Not long after that, the Senate will vote on it. The difference between this time and last time we voted on this bill are twofold. One is that we have a big Senate election coming up in 2018, and the senators and the congressmen that are voting against this bill are really going to be answering for it at the door when our canvassers come and talk to them, come and make sure that that constituents know what's going on. In other words, this will be a big issue in the 2018 Senate elections. The other thing that is different this time is that the President of the United States, who I talked with last night at the White House about this, considers it a high priority.
And I noticed you have a little boy, Micah, here, who represents, he was born at 20 weeks, and now he's 5, and he represents babies that can survive after being born at 20 weeks. Could you talk a little bit more about him as an example, and if there are other children out there like him?
Well, Micah really is the real face of this issue, because it's really easy to talk about it, the abortion issue in abstract, theoretical terms, but when you really have come across and met and see a young man running around full of energy and love, you realize this is not any other political issue. The 20-week bill actually is generally pre-viability, before children are able to live outside the womb. So viability as a argument is lacking in compassion. When you see that just like a week before Micah's birth, he could have been legally aborted. I have really found over the last several years of dealing especially with this 20-week bill that the media in general are listening, that they're not leading with bias generally. I mean, there are obviously exceptions. But because this really appeals to the basic humanity of people, I'm not saying they're on our side or they're agreeing, but I think when they're faced with this issue, they at least get it. Sometimes they don't even get our issues, but they at least get it. The only way that media bias could really kill this is by not reporting it at all, which is of course one tactic that happens a lot. That would be something of concern. But I'm finding mainstream outlets with reporters that they understand why it resonates. They basically, get most of the arguments out, and frankly, without the pressure of really good outlets, I don't think that would have happened.
Yep. And he's not bluffing. In fact, he's already committed himself on paper, although to be honest, it's more than a simple on-paper commitment. It's a well-formed plan with bullet points: nominating pro-life justices to the U.S. Supreme Court, signing into law the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, which would end painful late-term abortions nationwide, defunding Planned Parenthood, as long as they continue to perform abortions, and reallocating their funding to community health centers that provide comprehensive health care for women, making the Hyde Amendment permanent law to protect taxpayers for having to pay for abortions. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Businessmen get things done, but it's not only businessmen. I mean, unless it threatens the life of the mother, even 20 weeks is too much. 5 months, like, wow, that's like the baby's formed already. I mean, are you kidding me? That's murder, actually. It's actually murder. I'm totally against this. Like, this is bad. The abortions, look, if it threatens the life of the mother, go for it. But under circumstances that late in the game, it's too much. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.